There's a secret most people overlook when it comes to connection. It's not built through perfection, appearance, or charm. It's built through presence. You don't need a rehearsed line or an ideal moment to make someone feel close to you. You need is intention, awareness, and the courage to be real. If you want to connect deeply with a female friend or anyone in just 3 minutes, start by shifting your focus. Stop trying to impress her and start trying to understand her. Connection doesn't happen when you talk the most. It happens when you listen the best. When you give someone your full attention, your eyes, your silence, your empathy, you communicate something rare. I see you. And in a world full of distractions, that is magnetic. The first minute is presence. Put your phone away. Make eye contact. Let your body language say you matter right now. Presence is the foundation of all trust and emotional safety. The second minute is curiosity. Ask a question that makes her think not about facts but about feelings. What inspires you lately? What has been on your mind these days? These are simple words, but they open deep doors into someone's inner world. The key is to listen. Really listen without jumping in with your own story or trying to fix anything. The third minute is observing her signals and reading body language with awareness and emotional intelligence. Authenticity matters. Do not filter yourself to sound perfect. Be honest. Vulnerability does not weaken you. It connects you. When you show that you are comfortable being genuine, you invite the same. From her, that is when friendship transforms into something meaningful. Not because you forced it, but because you allowed it to grow naturally. Connection is not about time. It is about depth per second. You can spend hours with someone and never reach their heart. Or you can spend 3 minutes and leave a lasting impression of warmth, trust, and respect. Asterisk connection begins with one simple, often forgotten principle: presence. In a world filled with constant notifications, divided attention, and endless distractions, presence has become rare. Yet it is the foundation of all meaningful relationships. When you give someone your full attention, you are not just listening with your ears. You are listening with your eyes, your body, your silence, and your energy. Presence communicates a message more powerful than words. You matter right now. To be present means to pause everything else: the mental noise, the assumptions, and the urge to respond quickly, and to truly see the person in front of you. It is not about waiting for your turn to speak. It is about being curious about what is being said and what is being felt. Presence is both a discipline and a form of respect. It shows maturity, emotional stability, confidence, empathy, and emotional intelligence. Turns an ordinary conversation into a moment of genuine connection and trust. Most people crave attention, but what they are really longing for is presence. Attention can be shallow. Presence is deep. Attention can be temporary. Presence lingers in memory. When someone feels that you are fully there, not distracted, and not judging, their guard lowers. Their heart opens and trust begins to form naturally. In those moments, the relationship shifts from surface level to soulful. Practicing presence requires awareness and self-control. Put away your phone. Make steady eye contact. Let your mind be still enough to absorb not just words, but tone, body language, facial expressions, and emotion. Notice subtle gestures and shifts in energy. When you do that, you create a safe space where honesty thrives and emotional intimacy becomes possible. True connection is never built on the quantity of time spent, but on the quality of your attention. 3 minutes of full presence can do more for a friendship than 3 hours of half-hearted conversation. When you master presence, you unlock the deepest form of connection, one that feels effortless, real, grounded, and unforgettable. Asterisk curiosity is the invisible bridge that connects to hearts. It is what turns conversation into connection and friendship into understanding. When you approach someone with genuine curiosity, you are saying, "I want to know who you really are." It is not about collecting facts or filling silence. It is about uncovering depth, meaning, and emotional layers. True curiosity is rooted in empathy, not interrogation. It is about being interested, not intrusive. When speaking to a female friend, curiosity shows up in how you listen, how you ask, and how you respond. Most people talk to be heard. Few talk to understand. You build trust when you stop assuming and start exploring someone's perspective. Ask questions that invite reflection. Questions that allow her to express not just what she does, but why she does it. What makes you feel most alive? What is something you have been thinking about lately? These are simple words but powerful in meaning. They tell her you care about her inner world, not just her surface identity. Curiosity also requires patience and emotional control. It is not about rushing to the next topic or turning the focus back to yourself. It is about holding space, allowing silence when needed, showing genuine interest, and listening without judgment or defensiveness. That is how people feel safe enough to be authentic and open. When someone feels understood, they feel valued, and that feeling of being truly seen and heard is what creates lasting connection. Curiosity transforms ordinary conversations into sacred exchanges of trust and respect. It dissolves walls, builds emotional intimacy, strengthens psychological safety, and reveals shared humanity. If you want to connect deeply in minutes, replace your need to impress with a desire to learn. Ask, listen, reflect, validate, and care. The more curious you are about someone's heart, the more they will want to let you in. Curiosity is not just interest. It is love in motion and empathy in action. Authenticity is the heartbeat of real connection. It is the courage to show up as you are, unfiltered, imperfect, and genuine. So many people spend their energy trying to impress others, rehearsing words or hiding flaws behind artificial confidence. What truly draws people in is not perfection. It is honesty and emotional transparency. When you stop performing and start being real, you invite others to do the same. Authenticity gives permission for openness, and openness is where trust begins and grows. Being authentic does not mean oversharing or trying to prove sincerity. It means being honest in how you think, feel, and respond in the moment. If something touches you, say it. If you do not know something, admit it. If you feel uncertain, express it calmly. Vulnerability is not weakness. It is strength under control and confidence rooted in self-acceptance. It takes far more courage to say this is me than to pretend you have it all together. In friendship, authenticity creates emotional safety and stability. When your female friend senses that you are genuine, that your kindness, your curiosity, and your words come from truth, she relaxes. People can feel when your energy is real and grounded. They open up because they know they do not need to perform around you either. Authenticity also means aligning your actions with your words. It is not about saying what sounds right, but living what is right consistently. Consistency builds credibility over time. That is what makes people trust you, respect you, and feel drawn to your presence naturally. In a world obsessed with image and appearance, being real is revolutionary. When you embrace your humanity, your flaws, your awkwardness, and your sincerity, you remind others that connection is not about perfection. It is about being human together in truth and respect. Authenticity does not just attract people, heals them. Deep down, everyone craves one thing: to be loved, not for their mask, but for their truth. Asterisk depth in connection is not measured by time, but by truth. You can talk to someone for years and never truly know them, or you can share 3 minutes of sincerity and feel like you have known them your whole life. Meaningful connection is not about how long you speak. It is about how deeply you are willing to go emotionally and mentally. When presence, curiosity, and authenticity come together, They create a moment that transcends time and leaves a lasting emotional imprint. Depth happens when conversation moves beyond surface level topics into what truly matters: feelings, dreams, fears, values, and personal growth. It is when both people drop their guard and meet as equals, not as performers seeking validation. In that space, trust forms naturally and mutual respect grows. The heart begins to open not because it is pushed, but because it feels safe and understood. That is when you realize how powerful a few honest minutes can be. We live in a world obsessed with quantity: more followers, more messages, more interactions. But the soul does not respond to more. It responds to real. A few words spoken with. Care can heal more than 1,000 spoken without intention. When you give someone your full presence, listen with genuine curiosity, and respond with authenticity, you create something unforgettable, a human moment filled with emotional depth. This kind of depth does not require effort. It requires attention and emotional awareness. It is about being emotionally awake, noticing the small things, the tone in her voice, the sparkle in her eyes when she talks about what she loves, the pause between her words, the subtle shifts in her posture. These are the places where connection lives. In just 3 minutes, when your heart and mind are truly engaged, you can create an imprint that lasts. Depth does not demand time. It demands truth and sincerity. Asterisk in the end, connection is not about strategy. It is about sincerity. It is about showing up with full presence, leading with curiosity, speaking with authenticity, and valuing depth over duration. When you learn to truly listen, when your focus shifts from being interesting to being interested, you unlock the kind of bond that time alone cannot create. Real relationships are built in moments, not milestones. They grow from the courage to be real, the willingness to understand, and the desire to make another person feel seen and valued. It only takes a few intentional minutes to remind someone that they matter. Those moments can change both of you forever. Do not underestimate the power of a genuine exchange in a world that often feels disconnected. Your presence can be the calm in someone's chaos. Your curiosity can be the doorway to deeper understanding. Your authenticity can be the invitation to trust. Depth is never about how long you know someone. It is about how real you are willing to be. When you approach every interaction with honesty, empathy, emotional intelligence, and respect, you do not just build friendships. You build connection that lasts and strengthens over time. Sometimes that connection can begin in just 3 minutes, guided by awareness, strengthened by sincerity, and embodied by Dr. Sophia.